Big shout to the Ghosts and the Ghost Sets. On this episode, we talk about 15 things you didn't know about 1% of motorcycle clubs. I seen an article on hotcars.com and they broke it down, so we're gonna see what's true and what's false, and we get into it on this episode of Demons Row TV. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby. Big shout to the Ghosts and the Ghost Sets. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle club involved. I'm Sose The Ghost. I'm your host for the evening, and I was looking at hotcars.com, and they had a list about 15 things you didn't know about 1% of motorcycle clubs. So we're gonna see. The guy's name is Arlu Singh Pandur. So he's from another country, so let's see what's true and what's false. We're gonna break all that down. But the first thing I want you to do, like we always do on this channel, is to hit me with that pound ghosting. And that lets me know you're alive and well, sitting on twos, doing what you do, or just part of the Demons Row community, one of my ghosts. Big shout to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the row. Make sure you hit that bell so you get the notification. Hit the like button. Shout to everybody that's been supporting the Demons Row clothing. Get your ghosting shirts now on www.demonsrow.com. Follow our second page, the Sose The Ghost page, and let's get into it. So we're gonna start from number 15 and work our way down. The term 1%er was actually coined by the AMA. The AMA, American Motorcycle Association, held a motorcycle rally in 1947 in Hollister, California. Hooliganism, that's a funny word, and violence occurred, and the AMA then said 99% of the motorcycling public are law-abiding. There are 1% who are not. The 1% patch and 1%er term as a motorcycle club subculture came to stand thereafter. So we know that to be true. We know that to be a true statement. So he's definitely right on number 15. Number 14, 1%ers do not follow AMA rules, but coin their own. A 1%er MC does not affiliate itself with the AMA, but has a strict code of conduct for its members, which may differ from club to club. Some are more generic, like how can you never touch the patch of a 1%er's jacket, even accidentally. Another rule is that one genetic brother of a member or the members of the MC can call each other bro or brother. This one right here is definitely true. 1%ers don't follow any AMA rules. You only, as a 1%er, you only follow the rules of your club, not the laws of the nation, none of that. So the way I feel about this bro brother thing is a 50-50. You got your people that use it as lingo and will just be like, yeah, what up, bro, this, bro, that, whatever. And then there's the small population of people that would be like, don't call me bro, I don't consider you a brother, whatever. I don't really see that go on too much, but I figure if you're not in a club and you just come up and you're speaking like, you know, your family, they will check you depending on who you are. So there is validity in that. Number 13, they usually ride Harley Davidsons. Most of the friendlier motorcycle clubs are all about riding, and just about any kind of motorcycles are allowed in them. But almost all of the 1%ers want badass Harley Davidson riders only. So any other motorcycle owning wannabe will not be allowed. While this may be a dated concept, back in the good old days, it was considered un-American to ride anything but a Harley. So on that note, we know that it is true. Most 1%ers usually ride Harley Davidsons, but it is not as strict as it used to be. You got 1%ers that ride that dark horse. They really like the Indians. You got some 1%ers that ride victories. There was a whole victory versus Harley Davidson thing back in the days that, brothers will argue, like, brothers that have victories will argue and be like, nah, victory's better or whatever. A lot of clubs are American made bike. It doesn't have to be a Harley, but then again, there are traditional clubs that are Harley Davidson only. So it just really depends on where you're living, what club you're dealing with. Number 12, a very important one. Being an MC outlaw does not mean being a criminal. While many 1%er MCs are under the scanner of the law enforcement, mostly because some of the members do indulge in the shady side of the business, being a 1%er doesn't automatically mean you break the law. The majority of members of 1%er clubs do not have a record and often have roots stretching back to active duty in armed forces. So we got to give this guy a lot of credit because, and I want to give a big shout to him for even saying that, because this is the truth. A lot of 1%ers have jobs, have businesses. It is not a criminal organization. If you join a club, you don't sit at the table and then they talk about hijacking trucks and stuff like that. That is Sons of Anarchy mentality stuff. That is not how it works. Now, do fights and stuff break out and it turns into stuff that they use as RICOs because a lot of people got the same patch on in different states? Yes, but it's not a criminal organization. It's not, we sit down and we break bread and we make millions of dollars. So I got a lot of respect for this article because this is the first time I've seen that they actually speak on the 1%ers and say, no, you could actually have a job and be a 1%er. Like, you got people on YouTube putting out videos that are so-called in the culture, and they don't even do that. They make it seem like, it's just a criminal organization, but still they want to be down at the same time. The truth is, people, they're just regular people like everybody else. Everybody works. Everybody got their business. If you're a dude that hustles, that's what you do, but it's not a criminal enterprise. Number 11, many of them are associated with charities to improve upon their image or simply from the goodness of their hearts. Many 1%ers offer certain charities, NGOs, and even take part in fundraising events. For example, Hells Angels often hold toy drives along with a lot of other clubs because, people only name the Hells Angels when they're talking about, any major outlaw type of thing. So it's all type of 1%ers that do that, wherein they donate toys to kids in underprivileged neighborhoods. Others stand against child endangerment and animal cruelty. So they may be bad bikers, but prove to be big-hearted softies many a time. So there's a lot of truth in this, and a lot of people might think like, oh, it's to clean up the image and stuff like that. The real truth is you'll have your support clubs. Sometimes it'll be female support clubs. It could be males too that come up with ideas for the community, and the ones back up their support club. A lot of times that's what it is. It's not that they're like trying to whitewash money or, it's not that they're trying to launder money or, get favors or whatever, or just look good in the community. It's just legitimate. Like, they just want to help people out in the neighborhood. Shout to Niner from the Mongols, M3. He got his moving out there in Las Vegas. He does that all the time. Number 10, all 1%ers are male member only, many being all white. Many friendly motorcycle clubs allow both male and female riders, as members also have no issues with any kind of race or nationality. But 1%ers are pretty clear about being male members only and have specific rules and regulations about race and color as well. MCs are usually only white, only Hispanic, and only African American. The times have changed, but the 1%ers haven't. There's truth in it and then there's not truth in it, because a lot of these clubs from back in the days that didn't allow certain races are allowing them. Shout to the chosen few, they've always intermingled. There's a lot of clubs that are white and Hispanic, but there's like clubs that are black that don't allow white that don't allow black. Those all stem from bylaws that come from the period of time in this country where people have to understand it was a lot of racial tension. So I get it, it's time for a change maybe, but that's their decision. Number 9, women still flock to them even as property. The women who are part of 1% of motorcycle clubs exist as the wives or girlfriends of MC members, or sometimes even groupies. The wives and girlfriends can wear the MC jacket and patches, but their jackets say property of, followed by the name of the member who they are married to or in a relationship with. Groupies don't have the same rights, and women will always be second-class citizens in an MC. So that's not true. They're not second-class citizens in an MC. They are not in an MC, because when you're in a 1% MC, it is a men's club. So they're not considered second-class citizens. They're just not members of the club. So when they wear that cut, we got videos out, 1% of Old Lady, where we really break those down. If you haven't seen those, we get into that more in depth. I will link that down. Number 8, they wear a special diamond-shaped patch. The patches they wear display the name and logo of the MC and the chapter, city, or state it is from. Many, if not all, 1%ers also wear a diamond-shaped patch that says 1% to show their pride in their existence. In case the patch has a 13 on it, it signifies a support group of a 1%er MC. But if you see a 1%er tattoo, the meaning is a lot darker and deadlier. So that is not true, because there are 1%ers that wear the 13 patch, standing for mother, standing for other things that I can't get into, because I never get into, like the prison politics stuff on the show. But there's truth to what he said. But the 13 diamond is not always, it's also worn by 1%ers. It is worn by support clubs, but it is also worn by 1%ers. Number 7, members have to ride a lot to belong. One of the major rules of any 1%er club, along with having a Harley Davidson and being of a certain race and color, is that each member has to ride for a set number of miles every year to keep belonging to that MC. If the MC is grouping up for a ride, all members have to attend. And remember, ultimately, any MC is about motorcycles. So basic and even expert level knowledge about motorcycles is a given. So this is the way it's supposed to be. And there are clubs that are like this, but then you got certain diamond clubs that got members that don't own a bike for long periods of time. They running around with their cut like they running the show and don't even own a bike. There's a lot of that goes on, believe it or not. But traditionally that's the way it goes. And riding a lot, listen, if you're the type of person that beats to your own drum, a 1% club is not for you, because there's times where they will really get on your nerves about certain things that maybe you don't have the time for, or you're busy with work or whatever. They don't want to hear it. They don't care about it. And that's one thing about 1% clubs. It's a big dedication. Number 6, the brotherhood has a very clear hierarchy in place. The idea of an MC is all about brotherhood and being there for each other no matter what. But that is idealistic. People say that the bonds between the 1% and MC members have to be very strong, like laying down their lives for each other tough. It may not be so, but there is a hierarchy to be followed as well. In case of a tiff within the members, the senior members say is always final. Even MCs have politics in them. That is the truth. Politics buries a lot of so-called brotherhood. I agree with this 100%. Number 5. Getting into a 1%er MC is tough. There's a rigorous set of hurdles to pass for anyone to be able to belong to a 1%er MC. The wannabe members, called prospects, are usually chosen with careful background checks. Law enforcement is a big no-no and attached to a member. The member may ask the prospect to do anything, and if he wants to get in an MC, he better comply. Hazing is part and parcel of a 1%er MC. So the hazing aspect is definitely a part of some 1%er clubs. Other 1%er clubs just want you to put in your, put your head down, put your work in. As far as the background checks, a lot of clubs is not doing it anymore. That is just the brutal, honest truth. A lot of the bigger clubs, they definitely are big on it, constantly kicking people out because something with paperwork didn't work out. But yeah, that's a problem, that a lot of people just want numbers and they're letting all type of people in, and that's why a lot of people are leaving clubs, because of those type of issues. Number 4, getting out may well be impossible. You cannot just waltz in and out of a 1%er motorcycle club. If any member wants to leave the group at any time, the other members take it as an affront and a major rejection. Even the old timers who cannot ride motorcycles anymore tend to have their two-wheelers turned into trikes, but choose to stay with their band of bros. The only time you retire from a 1%er MC is when you die or relocate to Alaska. So we know that's not true. It's not the mafia. It's not blood in, blood out. People are jumping from club to club too much these days. And, you can leave a 1% club. It's not, they're not going to kill you for leaving the club. A lot of people retire or, they just work and, whatever's going on. And I'm not saying that goes across the board for every single club, but there's a lot of people leaving clubs or just retiring or going to another club. It happens a lot. Number 3. 1%ers are the most popular MCs around. Despite all the stigma attached to them, the 1%er MCs have the most fan following. These are the MCs men want to be and women still romanticize about. Wannabe riders want to join the choice 1%er MCs like Hells Angels, Pagans, Outlaws, Banditos, Iron Horsemen, Mongols, etc. Being bad is still viewed with rose-colored glasses. When it comes to popularity, I think it's more because basically it's like 81 been on a lot of movies and a lot of people that been on Sons of Anarchy and Chuck Zito's and Sonny Barga and I think it's a lot of that. But you got clubs like the Ruff Ryders that have more numbers than every club out here, and they're very popular. Go to all the parties. DMX was made it famous. So there's two sides to that, but there is a cool factor to 1% clubs that draws women in. But honestly, if you want to be 1,000% honest, I think that a lot of 99s is where the action is when it comes to females. I think that 99s is more a lot of females around and stuff like that. I think the 1% life is a lot of bars and that's why you got like old ladies around and stuff like that, because it's not a active dating scene, in my opinion. Not for me, and not in my opinion, not in my experiences. I think the 99 scene is more fun, more women, that type of vibe. Number 2, 1%er MCs have interesting mottos. Bandito's MC, a famous 1%er, has a motto that goes, "We are the people our parents warned us about." Hell's Angels go with a simple, "Angels forever, forever angels." And an unspecified 1%er saying is, "When we do right, no one remembers. When we do wrong, no one forgets." Is that a threat, a lament, or a promise? You decide. Yeah, so every club got their sayings. A lot of clubs got sayings that they saw, and there's a lot of biting. Let's just keep it 1,000. There's a lot of clubs, flipping their numbers and doing it like the older clubs. It's there's a lot of followers. When anything that gets popular, you have your people that follow it. So there's a lot of that too with the culture. And number 1, most 1%ers love to shock the people around. Each 1%er MC has a few tricks up their sleeves to shock and awe the audience around, including the townsfolk. Hell's Angels, one of the most popular and widely spread 1%er MC, greet each other with kisses, as in brothers peck each other on the lips as a standard greeting. If onlookers gasp, well, that's just icing on top, because in a 1%er MC, being bad is all good. Now, I have seen this type of shock value type of stuff. That's basically what he's talking about. I don't want no dude kissing me on the lips. That's just, off top, I'm just gonna say that. But they not doing it in that type of way, you know what I mean? But I have seen brothers do that. I'm not down for that, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think about the top 15 for this site. Shout to Hot Cars for actually saying that 1%ers work and have regular jobs and it's not like the mafia. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you for tuning in to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.